Hello everyone. Let's continue with the lecture on post-colonialism. Today we are going to discuss about hybridity and mimicry. These terms are very important when you are talking about post-colonialism. Why? Because these are two emotions which comes when you are dealing with post-colonialism. Hybridity refers to the state of being at the border of two cultures, marked by a sense of double consciousness and in-betweenness in the migrant, giving way to liminality of identity. Bhabha observes, Homi Bhabha I'm talking about, that hybrid migrant occupies a third space. This we need to keep in mind, third space, because sometimes the question comes who has given the concept of third space. So it's given by Homi K. Bhabha, where the colonial as well as the native identities meet and contest and are simultaneously asserted and subverted. So somewhere when hybridity is discussed by Homi Bhabha, and we need to understand hybridity in the context of post-colonialism, we should not forget this fact that this deals with two cultures coming together. If you migrate from one country and go to other country, then this is the possibility that you there feel you have to preserve your own culture, but you cannot because you have to adopt to their culture as well. So when you adopt their culture, it does not mean that you forget your native culture. So this having two cultures working together, and sometimes multiculturalism also exists. So this culture coming together, having the sense of the host culture and the native culture together working in your mind, it's called hybridity. It's kind of hybrid, two things coming together to make one, where we have cultural identity not related to one particular nation but maybe two or more than that. This is called hybridity. Hybrid trees we must have heard. Likewise, hybridity comes into human beings because of their cultural values, which are different at native place and are different at the host place. Suppose someone migrates from India to America, he would like to adjust to American culture, but it's not possible for him to forget completely his own culture. So he will be having the mix of two cultures, and that's called third space. Homi Bhabha calls it third space, where native identities and colonial identities meet together. So I hope you understand what hybridity stands for. Let's go for mimicry. This is also very important term here. Mimicry demonstrates an ambivalent relationship between the colonizer and colonized. The colonized subject mimics the colonizer by adopting the colonizer's cultural habits, language, attire, values, etc. In doing so, he mocks and parodies the colonizer. Mimicry therefore locates a crack in the certainty of colonial dominance and uncertainty in its control of the behavior of the colonized. Homi Bhabha notes that mimicry is the process by which the colonized subject is reproduced. It's almost the same but not quite. It contains both mockery and menace. Mockery and menace. It reveals the limitations in the authority of colonial discourse, almost as though the colonial authority inevitably embodies the seeds of its own destruction. So, what you understand by mimicry is this, that colonizer and colonized. Suppose it's like you must have heard this English people have colonized India. When they have colonized India, so there is one thing that this colonization has resulted in the fact that we colonized people from India try to imitate them. But if we try to imitate them, we cannot be completely like them. This is always to be the fact. We cannot be completely like them. So it has two things when we mimic. Mimic means trying to adopt the way a person talks and the cultures and all. It's kind of sometimes it becomes mockery if someone is talking like some a special way and you try to imitate, you try to mimic that person. So it means that you respect that person for the reason he is famous or this is, but at the same time you are having a kind of mockery and a menace, both are there. It means that it has limitations. No colonizer can have complete authority over the colonized. They can force colonized to mimic them, to be like them, but it is never possible that a colonized person be completely like a colonizer. He will try to adopt, he will try to mimic the way they speak, the cultures they have, but there will be always differences. And this difference is the root somewhere. Colonizer have to be destroyed. Colonized somewhere have this mimicry and have this mockery also of the same thing, and the menace is created. It means there is root, there is seed in the fact that not completely acquiring and not completely adopting the way the people are is the sign that today or tomorrow they will realize that they are not the same as the colonial people are. So they are different and they have different identities and they have different essentialism. So they have to be cut away today or tomorrow from their colonial powers. And this is how they have to be decolonized in the passage of time. So this is what the mimicry concept is. Mimicry is to mimic someone. I hope you understood both the concepts. Thank you for today.